Oh boy, it's finally here. The Battlefield 2042 beta. I'm so excited to try this out. Let's just jump right in and play a couple matches.
Okay, squads, strategy's simple. Capture your objectives, take control of the sectors, and repel the enemy.
God damn it, DICE. Yeah, so remember when I said, DICE, for all of our sakes, please don't screw this up. Yeah, it really looks like they screwed this up. Man, I was so excited to get into this game. I tried to get past all the bugs and issues, but when there's basically a minimum of a bug every minute, it gets pretty hard to ignore. And then, once you get past that little honeymoon phase of a game where you're just excited to be there, it really becomes apparent that a lot of things were not properly thought through for this game. Specialists, heroes, operators. They're the hot stuff of gaming. Everyone's doing them, right? So it only makes sense to put them in the new Battlefield, am I right, guys? No, not so much. Specialists, at least in their current iteration, ruin so many aspects of this game that you'd think that this would have come up in playtests innumerable times. Like, the only thing I could think of at this point is some suit at EA went, hey, people like customization, and people like it when they have custom abilities attached to individual characters. So let's give special abilities to a dozen or so different characters and make it so they can choose any weapon or gadget they want. This could possibly backfire. It is a mess. Disregarding the fact that I can abuse the movement mechanics of specialists to a greater extent than even COD, and that nobody can tell who the hell is on their own team since everybody looks the exact same, specialists also ruin the team play that was a core aspect of Battlefield. Like, how am I supposed to tell who I can ask for health or ammo? Everyone's running the same damn grapple guy or the edgelord ghillie suit if they're sniping. Where's the medics? I think I've been revived a grand total of twice in my time playing this game. You know why? Because nobody wants to play the healer when you could just get the same OP guns that the medic used to have, and instead have the insane mobility of the grapple guy and run a rocket or armored plates. As a guy who played medic pretty heavily in Battlefield 4, 1, and 5, I don't want to play medic at all in 2042. To understand why this is, I took a quick trip back to Battlefield 5, which, now that it's had years to fix itself, has very quickly made its way to the top of my favorite Battlefield games. There was some serious emphasis on team play in that game, and it really showed. Just comparing it to 2042, in Battlefield 5, you could take ammo off supports and health from your medic players, even if they weren't actively trying to give you supplies. When you died, you were in a first-person perspective, with your arms stretched out, screaming for help, and you could see all the medics nearby you in your HUD. If you gave up, you'd bleed out much faster, looking up at the sky with the sounds of war slowly becoming more and more muffled, until you blacked out and died. If a medic rezzed you, you'd see them from your own eyes coming up to rescue you, and they'd get up in your face, jab a syringe into you, and you'd be back up and in the battle. It was a rewarding experience to get rezzed by a medic and to play the medic itself. The smoke grenades that were exclusive to the class also gave it a very definitive playstyle. You could pop a smoke onto a group of teammates as cover to go and res them, or you could use it offensively to help your team push through open areas and get closer to your SMG's optimal range to get some kills. In Battlefield 2042, you died, and then you look around for a sec to see that no one is playing medic. Then you press the die faster button so you could spawn back in. Even if by some miracle your squad mate or a medic decides to res you, it's underwhelming to say the least. You die, you go into a third-person bleed-out animation, a medic comes up to you, standing directly above you, rubs some paddles together, and then you're thrusted right back into first person in a very jarring transition. If you're the medic, the reviving process combines aspects from both Battlefield 4 and 5 into the worst feeling revive possible. You're locked into a standing or crouching position as you rub paddles together and then place them like 3 feet above where the actual dying person is, and then they come back to life. That is, if you can even find anybody that isn't instantly holding down the bleed out button upon death. It feels overall like a massive step back from what we've gotten in Battlefield 5, and hell, even in Battlefield 4. And that game is nearly a decade old. And as for the whole getting ammo from supports thing, what ammo? Why run ammo boxes when you could run rockets or armored plates? Squad team play. Other than resident teammates and spawning on them, there is nothing you can do with your squad. No squad leader, no communication, no calling in ordnance as a squad leader, nothing. You can't even see what the hell your squad is doing before you respawn on them. When comparing this game's team play to the competition and the battlefields that came before it, this game feels closer to Call of Duty Warzone, but with big teams. And that is really disappointing. Alright, if I run down each and every missing feature in depth, we will be here until 2042 actually comes out. So let's do a lightning round. Battlefield 2042 is missing auto-aim on lean, grenade indicators, resupply and medic stations, sniper headshot distance indicators, being thrown back when hit with big explosions, laying on your back and sides when you're prone, vehicle spawns on the respawn screen, rolling to reduce fall damage, crouch sprint, score indicator showing how much damage you're dealing, assists from teammates getting kills in vehicles, fortifications, combat rolls, and zeroing in on scoped weapons. My god. I'm sure I missed some, so if you'd like, I've linked a video in the description that goes into even greater detail on all the stuff that's missing from this game. Now I hear the Battlefield faithfuls objecting already.
But Macrolith, it's just a beta, Macrolith. They'll fix it. They'll fix the game.
Yeah, maybe they'll fix the spazzing bodies clipping through the ground and the janky-ass elevators, and maybe they'll even add squad communication. But there's no way in hell they're fixing all the fundamental issues with this mess of a game. I don't want to see this game fail. I really don't. Which is why I think they should delay the game again and use the very clear feedback from the beta to make some serious, sweeping changes. Add factions back, tone back, or hell, remove specialists from the game, add back the features that were taken out from the previous games, and fix the uncountable amount of bugs. Pull a Sonic movie. Listen to your audience's feedback. Delay the product and use the fact that you're listening to your community as its own form of promotion and advertise that fact. Make the changes that the community so clearly wants, and maybe in the future we can all just look back on this beta and laugh as we enjoy the great game that 2042 became. But unless they delay the game, I can't see that happening. After what I've seen, I just recommend getting Battlefield 5. It's had years to fix its previous mistakes, and it is honestly just a great game now. And at the time of recording, it's only $5 on Steam. This does seem to be a pattern with DICE though, doesn't it? It happened with Battlefield 4, and it happened with Battlefield 5. But I was just hoping that maybe they'd learn from their mistakes. And it's very possible that this had something to do with the Big E, but they should have known better too. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You're watching it all unfold, hoping it's gonna end differently. But I know how it's gonna end. And you know how it's gonna end. The only question is if DICE and EA realize what a catastrophe this is before it's too late.